Hi, good evening, everyone. This is Suzan Mozher. I am representative from Education Zealand. We are a government agency. Basically, our role is to advise students on their best opportunities, to answer their queries, to promote New Zealand generally, and give a good chance to students to know more about New Zealand as a country, as of course as a study destination. So while we go on the presentation, please feel free to ask whatever question you want to ask. And also it will be a chance for you to, once you get to our virtual booth, you will find some videos showing New Zealand and how is it like in terms of a study or how is it in terms of a living destination. So hopefully that would help you. We also have our Study in New Zealand website, which is also not only in English language, it has many languages option for students. So please feel free to log into our website and check more information if you need to. Let us start with our presentation. Before, I want to show you a piece of New Zealand to give you a better chance to, let's say, to check how is it like if you want to study or live in New Zealand. So guys, can we please have the AV on, please?
مرحبا بكم في بلد الفضاءات المفتوحة. حيث الطبيعة المعطاءة والمتدفقة، حيث العناصر تنبض بالحياة، حيث هناك متسع للترويح عن النفس، وأماكن تنتظرك لتكتشفها. مرحبا بكم في بلد القلوب المشرعة. حيث الحفاوة الأصيلة بالأرض والإنسان، حيث الحياة تعاش بحذافيرها، حيث الأوقات التي تقضونها معا لا تذهب سدى، حيث الشراكات الدائمة تتكون، حيث الغرباء يعاملون كأصدقاء، الذكريات تخلد إلى الأبد. مرحبا بكم في بلد العقول المتفتحة، حيث للتعلم معتنقون وللآراء مستمعون، حيث للنضارة مكانتها الرفيعة وللجودة قيمتها، من أجل متعة العالم، حيث الطبيعة توحي بأفكار مدهشة، حيث الأصالة تلهم الإبداع، والإنتاجية، حيث الأفكار الكبيرة تولد كل يوم، والتقنيات الجديدة، وحيث كل إشراقة شمس تحمل في طياتها القدرة على الإدهاش، مرحبا بكم في بلد الفضاءات المفتوحة والقلوب المشرعة والعقول المتفتحة. معا يمكننا أن نقوم بأمور مدهشة.
Hi again, everyone. I hope that video gave you a little bit of how is it like to live or study in New Zealand, which I always love to see and to show our students. So in New Zealand, simply New Zealand represent the new way of education. New is to be prepared for today and ready to create tomorrow. So whatever you choose to study in New Zealand, the New Zealand education can help you achieve your goals in life. You will also learn to think critically, unleash your creativity, and of course, work well with others and develop the real work skills you will need for the future. New Zealand education has been ranked the top of the world in preparing students for the future. All of our 8 universities have been always ranked among the top 3% university in the world by QS World University ranking. So you may choose, depending on whatever you want to study, you may choose the university that provides it. Again, I would advise you to log into our website, studyinnewzealand.govt.nz. And you can immediately choose whatever subject you're looking at, and it will guide you to the university or even college that provides this specific subject. Once you have this information, you can also, if you need further information, you can just double click on the university you have chosen, and that would immediately lead you to the university website. To actually, you can even you can log into our website to check on the study options now. You will also have the chance to be connected directly with the university, colleges, and even schools. So I would advise you to check on our Study in New Zealand website. Also, as we said, this is to be prepared, or New Zealand education helps you prepare for the future. Our universities are all monitored by the New Zealand government. They are highly ranked, they are world ranked and respectful. So it'll be once you are graduated from, once you're graduated from the New Zealand University, you will be seen as one of the best alumni, one of the best employees that would like to hire. So that's, since all of university have retrievable and they are highly ranked, then that is a further step for you to be prepared for the future and also excel in your work life. Actually, these photos show different students at different study options. So here is New Zealand, just to give you also a small idea about it. New Zealand is 2 islands, the northern and the southern islands. We are next to Australia, so actually we are very kind of far, but we are very near to the southern hemisphere. Since it's, we have, since we have these 2 small lean islands, it is very easy to move on from one place to another. So let's say if you chose to study in Auckland University, which is located in Auckland City, During your weekend, you can actually have some adventures outside. You can go by car or by bus. It is very easy for students to move on from one city to another. And actually, it's an adventurous place. So it is very beautiful in New Zealand. You may discover a new wonderful place every weekend if you want to. In what is really good about New Zealand is that we have more than 120 nations. Most of international students come from lots and lots of countries from the world, so that's a chance to be mixed with all the ethnic group. Actually, there is a high freedom in New Zealand, so it doesn't matter where you come from, what's your background, and the likes, because we actually believe that everyone is a free soul and everybody is, free to choose his beliefs. So this is the map of New Zealand, and these are the cities that you can choose to study from. We have 8 government universities located in Auckland, Hamilton, Palmerston North, Wellington, Dunedin. These are, if you check it, depending on whatever subject you want to study, you can choose the university that would apply to. Of course, there are some a little differences between each city. Every one of these cities have its unique places, its unique identity. So that will be an option for you to look at. First, you need to choose the subject, and then that would lead you to the university, and then look at the city that you're gonna live in. So again, please check our Study in New Zealand website for further information. This is generally talking about education levels in New Zealand. For us, our early childhood starts from the age of 2 until the age of 5, because actually all our New Zealand students start grade 1 at the age of 5. So we have 13 years of education from grade 1 up to grade 13, which is considered the preparatory year for entering the university. After that, you will have, of course, just like most of the country, you will have the degree option for bachelor, or less than that, you can study certificates, then diploma level, and that would lead you to the undergraduate, which is the bachelor degree, carrying on to postgraduate, higher diploma, and then the PhD. So that's just generally the education sector and the levels of education in New Zealand. So simply before we move on, if you have, for example, an A-level, or let's say you're not studying at the high school of, government Omani schools, or even government schools generally, if you're studying according to the British or American system, then check the chances of you going directly to universities without having to first start at a preparatory year level. And that would take you, it depends on how many A-level, for example, you have, or how many points you collected for the American diploma. So that is something that you can check. But once you want to study at university, check if you don't have to go through a preparatory year. Except for, of course, all government schools, they would require you, before you start your level, to begin with a preparatory year, or foundation year, we call it in New Zealand. Now, in this page, there are some links for you. I would also try to send an English version for the organizers. So basically, there are also scholarship opportunities for New Zealand. And that's the link. You may check studyinNewZealand.gov.nz. You just type in scholarships, Every year, all of our universities would provide a specific scholarship, and these scholarship could be, you can be fully covered or partially covered by the university. I would advise you to check on the opportunity for this scholarship on our website, just to specify the topic of your study or the subjects you want to study. And then you will have a list of all the scholarships that is available for this specific subject. So that is something you would like to look at using our official website, studyinNewzealand.gov.nz. You just type in scholarships in the tab bar. Also, you need, if you want to study in New Zealand, you may also check, if you're not applying online or by yourself, you may check the education agents, because we do have some of the education agents according to our ENZRA, which is, the accredited education agents that you may choose from. They will give you their best information as well as the best advice on studying in New Zealand. So again, you can use this link, studyinNewzealand.gov.nz/agents, to check what ENZRA agents or what accredited agents you may choose from if you want to study or if you chose to study in New Zealand. You may also want to know that, being students would also allow you to work in New Zealand while you're studying. But of course, there are some circumstances for this. So if you have a student visa, that would allow you, if you chose, of course, while applying for the visa, to work for 20 hours per week. This is during the term. And you can work full-time during leaves or vacations. So that's also something that would support you. I would advise you to do that, because it's not only, you don't need to work if you are fully supported by your government, but it will also give you a chance to mix with New Zealand people, to know how is work like. So I would advise you to try and work, whether during your study term or even during vacations. Once you finish studying at a university in New Zealand, you will be then given the chance to apply for a post-work visa, which allows you to stay and work in New Zealand for between a year and 3 years after your graduation. It depends, of course, on your professionals and the city you study in, or the university you studied at. Again, you can also check our website. This is the link for studyinNewzealand.gov.nz/working to check the work requirement, or what you need to know if you are thinking about working, whether while you're studying or even after you graduate from a New Zealand university. We also have, or we advise you to check, once you chose to study in New Zealand, we also advise you to check our Noame in New Zealand official website. This is named after the Maori welcome. So that's welcome in a Maori language, or one of our official languages in New Zealand. It gives you a flavor of what is it like to be a student in New Zealand. It gives you great advices on pastoral care, on entertainment, on even if you're looking at living in a hostel, or even looking for a university residence, as well as working if you want to open a bank. This is all on a Noame New Zealand website. It gives you full information about your all you need to know as a student in New Zealand. So I would advise you again to check on our website and check our Noame New Zealand. This is to give you more and more about your rights as a student in New Zealand. So how to start? Of course, you have first to check our study in New Zealand website. This is to look for the subject you would like to study and see what university would apply it. And if that suits you and you've already applied for offer of place at the university, then once you get it, the first step you do is to apply for an online visa. Of course, in New Zealand, you apply for your visa online. You can apply directly or even through a. Sorry. What? You mean that's finished or what? But what's this sound? What sound? Okay, thank you. Sorry for the interruption. I'm not sure what's the problem. So actually, you can apply for the visa for the student visa or even any kind of visa. You can apply online through the New Zealand immigration government website. Of course, you will have information about what's the visa that suits you on our study in New Zealand .govt.nz /visas. This is to give you advice on what's the best option for you. Of course, if you are going to be accompanied by your family, by kids, by your father or mother, then you would check the criteria for them. But for you as students, of course, you need to apply for a student visa through Immigration in New Zealand official website. You can also get your visa online the same way. So in this page, you will find several links that would help you. Here, the second link is about agents. So once you don't want to apply for the offer of place or even for the visa by yourself, you may check our agents or NZRA agents, the accredited agents that you can choose from through our website using this second link. Also, here is another option. The third one is about My Study NZ. This is to show you options for you if you're looking for a specific program at a university or education institution generally using the internet. So you may use this link. If you want to know more about what is it like to be an international student in New Zealand, so I advise you to log into our website and check NOAMA New Zealand. So that would give you a lot of information that is needed about your rights as an international student and where to go from, and even other links you may need while in New Zealand. The other one here is again about work while studying in New Zealand. You may check it on our website, so I would advise you to check this one. Here, the last one is to specify the city you want to live in. So in this website, study in New Zealand.gov.nz /accommodation, it will give you more about different region in New Zealand, about different accommodation options for you that you can choose from at each specific city you are going to study in. So these are, in this page, you will find some of the links that could be really helpful for you. I would advise you to check on our Study in New Zealand official website. That's it from me. I am very happy to answer any queries from the students.